you know, the common thing they say is to get over one man or one woman, you get under another one. It won't work. Let me just say, it won't work. Hey guys, it's me, the hobbyist. If you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you. If you've been here, thanks for coming back. I love you. I love the new people too, even though I don't know you like that. Anyway though, I am a divorcee, 26-year-old African-American female. And I want to talk about the road and the journey of healing post-breakup. I know they have like the 5 stages of grief or whatever that can apply to dating and relationships and the lack thereof and the loss of it. But I feel like I have enough time under my belt since my separation to kind of give some insight on how to heal, how to move on. So of course, in the more serious relationships, the relationships are, you know, you want to feel like there's some hope. Initially, you're going to try to weigh out your options, see if breaking up is the best thing for you, if you have that luxury. Or what's the opposite of luxury? Trying to work it out isn't even always the easiest thing to do, isn't even always a necessary thing to do. It's not always the best thing to do. I personally, because it was a marriage and we have kids, I personally tried to work it out a few times, and each time, of course, hence the divorce, didn't really work out, right? So in going through that ebb and flow of the will they, won't they stage, the most important thing you can do if you're in that stage is to understand yourself and your position in the relationship, understand the dynamic of the relationship from a point of view that is outside of actually being in it, right? So if you're at a point of separation with a chance of reconciliation, the best thing you can do is to analyze what worked in the relationship, what didn't work, and if the things that don't work, if they could be fixed. Because some things are just fundamentally flawed in relationships and there is no saving them. And that's okay. But the most important thing is that you recognize that it's a fundamental flaw and you don't sugarcoat it and you don't ignore it, because those things will never change, right? Once you understand that, you know, the common thing they say is to get over one man or one woman, you get under another one. And it won't work. Let me just say, it won't work, but it will provide a temporary satisfaction and alleviate your pain temporarily. I had a season of wholeness myself, right? And I'm not going to say it really didn't do any harm. It didn't serve me in the long term. If anything, it taught me a lot of lessons, putting myself out there and dating and getting to know what the dating pool is like, who's out here, what people are talking about. Because when you're in a relationship for a long-term relationship, marriage, you fall out of touch with other people. You only think about your spouse, right? So acclimating to even just communicating with the opposite sex again is something that is a feat in itself. But also, a lot of times after you come out of a breakup, you may feel the insecurities of having been out of the dating scene, but also maybe if you had kids, this is your first time dating with your mom bod, or you haven't dated since you were younger and now you're older, or you have, you know, different baggage, good and bad bags, your Gucci bags and your lunch bags, you know. You have different things that affect the way that you operate in the world and the way you see yourself and the way you think other people see you. So that initial step out, treat it like practice. Don't get too attached unless it's someone worth getting attached to, but make sure there is reciprocity in the midst of that. When I was dating and dangling, when I was in these streets real bad, I was just having good conversations with people, or bad conversations, or making funny memories and stories. This, as long as you're safe, you're playing it safe, making sure everything is wrapped tight, making sure that you at the clinic, making sure people got good hygiene, you're fine. Put yourself, your safety first, and, you know, look at everything as practice. Have fun. I didn't mention in between the attempts to possibly reconcile and getting out there and dating that you will be sad, because sadness is going to be an on and off thing. It doesn't end for a while. Sometimes it may never end. I have been separated for, it's going on 3 years at the end of this year. Divorce was finalized a couple weeks ago, and I found myself sad recently, and there's no telling if it'll ever stop. I'm not constantly sad. You won't constantly be sad every single day, but maybe something will happen and it'll trigger a moment of sadness, or you'll feel a way that gets you down. But the most important thing is to first go through your feels, feel all of the feelings, be patient with yourself, and take it as a moment to reflect. But a lot of times people are on this journey. When they get sad, they see that as evidence that they're making a wrong decision or a bad choice, and that's not the case. Relationships require mourning because, obviously there were good times, bad times, but also it's okay to miss the person that you fell in love with while simultaneously understanding that they are no longer in existence, while understanding that those times won't ever come back. And that in itself is a sad thing, but so are most memories. They won't come back, right? So the best thing you can do is just to be patient with yourself and feel your feels and continue to cultivate and nurture yourself. Identify personality traits that you may want to change. Get a hobby. I think that's one of the best things you can do going through a breakup. I created a whole social media presence off of my hobbies. A breakup ultimately led me to be able to speak to you right here at this moment as the hobbyist. It's important to focus on things outside of your past relationship. Initially, it will be used as a flat out distraction. Like, I'm doing this so much that I don't have time to think about that. But it will come to a point where it's no longer enough of a distraction. Those things will come back and get you, and you'll have to face your emotions. It's impossible not to. But once you do, once you go through those feelings, it's up from there. Once you settle all the insecurities you have, once you challenge all your negative core beliefs, it's only up. And there's no finish line to grieving a relationship. At least I can say at this very moment, there is no finish line for me, because I don't know what the future holds. And I think keeping that in mind will help you feel better. You are in total control of your feelings and what you want to affect you. The things that hold weight in your life are things that you decide hold weight in your life. If your true desire is to move on and you make the strides to do that, then it will work out for you. Whatever you say and speak into existence will come to fruition. Whatever you say and speak into existence will come to be. Just be patient with yourself, nurture yourself, love yourself, and take it as a time to learn and evolve and grow to the next step. And also realize that what is truly meant for you is waiting on the other side of you loving yourself. So that's the overarching theme. Take the time to rediscover what it means to love yourself. For me, in my journey, I didn't really start loving myself fully until I made the step to break up. That was my act of putting myself first and showing myself love and grace. And from that point forward, it's just been on an incline up, bad bitch city, yellow brick road. And I want that for you too. And you gonna get it. Best believe you're gonna get it. Period. That's all I have to say on this subject at this time, in this moment. You will hear more from me because, yeah, I'm officially divorced. February 1st was the day. We gonna celebrate it. Woo! Black History Month. I made Black history in my life. That's Black history. I'm Black history. I'm Black modern day existing girl. That's me. Yep, that's me. Anyway, though, I appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the healing. Stay tuned for the discovery. Stay tuned for the learning. Stay tuned for the growing. Growing. That was like grinding. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.